And welcome back to Game Escape, here today with a review of the brand new GameCube controller for the Nintendo Wii U, of course released to celebrate the brand new edition of Super Smash Bros. And I am not a huge Super Smash Bros. Fan. I tend to pick these games up, as kind of a party game to have on hand. My girlfriend's really into them, so, they get their use here. It's not a title that I'll sit down and play online for hours. It's not a title, that I feel the need to explore in great detail, but it's a fun game. And quite frankly, when I heard they were re-releasing a GameCube controller specifically for this game, I was really excited because I think the GameCube controller really is one of the best video game controllers of all time. No matter how crazy it looks, it just feels so right when you use it, particularly on the first-party Nintendo titles. So what I thought I would do is get the special edition with the adapter and the controller, and then spend my first night testing it out against, the quote-unquote real GameCube controllers from the release of the GameCube back in 2001, actually through 2007. I have a couple different variations of that controller, and really put it to the test. See if this is indeed a real, official GameCube controller, or if it is a cheaper knockoff. So join me. I'm going to take a look at 3 controllers in detail, and hope you enjoy the video. So here we have our 3 GameCube controllers that we're going to take a look at. Of course, the brand new Super Smash Bros. Edition. Get that in the frame here. Here we have not an original GameCube controller, but I think in 2004 I picked up the Platinum GameCube, so it came with this. And then about 2006, 2007, I saw this version on Amazon, the white GameCube controller. And I guess it was released along with the original Nintendo Wii, so I had picked this up at the time. And the question really is, does the Super Smash Bros. Controller really live up to the original GameCube controllers and all of their various iterations? So let's take a look at it. So we can... the cord here. On the surface, it looks exactly identical to the originals. As you can see here, we have the classic soft plastic thumb pad, and feels just as good as the original. Very, very taut D-pad. The C-stick, which feels very much like the originals. Buttons, same weight, same clickiness, of course, up top. You've got this Z-trigger, which always, it seemed odd initially, but it always felt very good as far as its placement. And the 2 shoulder buttons. It's really the same molding on the back. I don't know if you can see this, but it's the same part number. It's the see here, it's DOL003. And yeah, it's virtually identical, I have to say. Same deal here. It's the same feel. Take a look at the part number. It's, again, DOL003. Same moldings, same feel all around. Let me tell you what I played with it. I played about 3 hours of the new Smash on this controller. Now, I'm not one of the people who sort of kind of grew up with Melee, and to me, Smash Brothers has to be played on this controller. In fact, I have no problem playing with it on the gamepad or the Wii U Pro controller. So, yeah, played that, and then I went back and played the GameCube. The reason why I only played Smash is I believe these will only work on the GameCube, on the Wii U, excuse me, with the new Super Smash Bros. Game. You can't use this in any other game. As of this recording, the system won't even recognize that it's plugged in until you boot up Smash Bros. But then I went back to the GameCube, put in some of my favorite GameCube games and played them with this controller, and of course the GameCube recognized it as a regular GameCube controller, and they played beautifully. I played Melee, I played the Ultimate Muscle wrestling game, Mario Kart Double Dash, and the F-Zero game on the GameCube, and all felt tremendously good with this controller. Which is good, because I thought that this would be a knockoff in some way. I thought Nintendo would kind of farm this out, because I believe there are now controllers you can get from Hori, GameCube controllers branded for Super Smash Bros. So I thought maybe this would just be a character-branded version of those controllers, but it is a GameCube controller through and through. There are only two very, very minor differences. One is a positive, is that the cord on this is much, much longer than the cord on the original GameCube controllers. And here's a little bit of a negative. I would have to say, and it's very, very slight, that this controller feels just a bit lighter than the original two controllers here. It's very, very subtle, but having, held in my hands and just really looked for any difference at all, that's one thing I noticed. The other issue, that's really an issue, it's the other slight difference is that the shoulder buttons on this guy, they feel just a bit cheaper than on the white Wii U controller from 2006, the white GameCube controller from 2006, 2007. This has almost a kind of sort of softness when you click it down. It's the same sound, but it feels like there's a little bit more panning behind it. Nonetheless, this is really a wonderful product, not only to play Super Smash Bros., but to just add another GameCube controller to your GameCube collection. And I think the biggest bit of praise that I can say is that when I was playing the GameCube, and I actually wound up playing the GameCube last night more than I did the new Smash Bros. Game, because Smash Bros. To me is a great bit of nostalgia, but once I have that nostalgia, I want to go back and play some of the classic Nintendo franchises on which it is based. So I went back and I played the GameCube for about 4 hours using this controller, and I have to say, it felt no different. It was, if I didn't look down at my hands to see I was playing with the new Smash Bros. GameCube controller, I would have thought that I had the original in my hand. And I think that is really the highest praise you can give to a product like this. So it's a terrific controller. You can buy it bundled with Super Smash Bros. Wii U. You can also buy it separately. I'm not sure if the separate version has come out yet. Thanks Nintendo for doing this, and one can only hope that maybe we'll get an official SNES controller or Super Famicom controller from you guys with a USB input or a Wii U connection to play those virtual console games. So I thank you as always for watching Game Escape, and I'll be back shortly with another video.